Alright folks, welcome to this exciting video where you once again join me in my car here, and today we've come to the little coastal village of Johnshaven. Last year I was here with the channel DJ and we headed on a mad coastal adventure exploring up that direction, but today I've come on another adventure to look at a piece of history that we've never seen before on the channel. And today we're heading south from Johnshaven village here on the coast, and there should be a cool bit of World War II history that we've never seen before on the channel. I just thought I would do the intro because it's a wee bit windy out here on this wild coastal harbour here, and yeah, I'm waiting to get the woolly hat on and get on with this adventure. So cool to see the wild sea ripping in the mouth of the harbour out there. Incredible coastal scenes today folks, and I just love finding history hidden in the middle of all this. Here we are folks, we're now out in this beautiful little coastal village. Check it out, when the tide comes in the water actually rips up the side of here. I'm a little bit wary leaving my car right at the edge, but I think I should be back before the tide's in. Check out this, I'm just making it right along the edge of this coast. This is where these people's houses look out over the sea, and I've just come behind this big rock to shelter from the wind. The wind is so strong and cold today folks, and the sea looks ferocious ripping in. It looks like if the tide was right in you couldn't actually come this route that I have walked, but I've kind of gotten to the edge of the village now, I would say, and it's this rough land. And I'm sure this artefact of history is just along here a little bit. Oh, this is crazy pebble conditions here. The landscape here is just beautiful and wild. I love the winter colours after the grass and stuff. Okay, before it springs up again for springtime. Okay, and back to the summer, a lot of this stuff would be like overgrown and that. At this time of year you really see the roughness with the stones and the different colours of the stones with the grass. It's crazy. It's like being on another planet often when you come to the coast. And I'm just hoping this ancient bit of history should be over this hill here. It should be literally a massive stone construction. This path looks like it stays quite high up. I think I need to be down low. Oh, I can see, here we go, we found it folks. Two interesting artefacts of history. The first one we're away to look at now is there's a lime kiln down here. And an interesting thing, in World War II the Home Guard actually changed it and turned it into a pillbox, like coastal defensive position. So it's going to be so cool to come and document this. Never seen before on the channel. Such a cool interesting bit of history. And then another interesting thing we'll go and look at probably in the next video, because it'll take some time to check this thing out, but there's actually an ancient ice house and the door leads on under the field up there on the hill. And that's two bits of history that like a week ago I didn't even know existed. And as soon as I found out they were there, I just wanted to come and see them straight away. I love finding history that I've never seen before. And I think the last time when me and the channel DJ scoured this coast for history, we must have never walked this far. Check this out folks, this is so cool. This is what I absolutely love to see. Abandoned history that I've never seen before on a video. And just check it out, think about this ancient architecture, built in the 1700s. I believe the original architect was Carnegie. Wow. Look at the size of some of these stones, folks. Most commonly on the channel recently, we've seen like the Bodden lime kiln, but there was so many lime kilns in Scotland at a certain time, and this is proof. There's another one here. You can see there's been another entrance here with the arch and the stone, and this is the bit in World War II. The Home Guard actually developed this and changed it, so it was like a massive pillbox. And this is also what I theorised had been done with the Bodden lime kiln from the Home Guard, and this kind of proves it in a way. They would have used the old lime kilns, which at that time were abandoned, and they developed them and changed them for their wartime defensive needs. And it's lucky because we got a wee break in the wind there just for introducing this place. Yeah, from the little bit that I saw online about this place, I believe it was built by Carnegie, who was famous for building a lot of stuff all over the country back in the day in Scotland. And just look at the stone construction. This is very similar to what the Bodden lime kiln looks like inside, with the red stone on the top. It's crazy the different angles and stuff, the way they could build those little red bricks in. And then also these big stones as well, almost like sandstone at the bottom. Wow, I can't even believe I've made it here, folks. I love it when I find out about some place and then I come and I go on the mission trying to find it, and then we get there and I'm just thinking it's going to be so cool to look around here. I'm waiting to get a quick photo of this place from the front though before we go in. So first of all, as I'm looking at this, I'm imagining it in its original form as a lime kiln, and think about the thriving industry that must have gone on at one time with a building like this. And it's just mad. Look, there's the bit into the actual kiln itself, the heart of the kiln, folks. Wow, it's crazy to video buildings like this because often stuff falls down and things get lost. It's crazy it's been standing this long out here. And that must have been used, like a lot of these stones probably cut from the wild like rocks which are all around here. It's quite a hard stony piece of ground. Look at this, there's actually a bit of wall built up here. Must be related to the lime kilns going on. Check out a wee square shed, it's had render. See, the thing is, a lot of this coastal area here will have been like washed away since this was in its prime. We'll go and take a look up on the top as well, because often these have got a big round deep hole in them where the actual heart of the furnace was. Also here you can see that the stone's built all the way into there. So nowadays, most commonly, stuff like this is just a home to like coastal walkers. I was going to say sheep. Actually, I think this is a sheep field because there's a fence there between us and the path. So this is most commonly just used by sheep now. Here, I'm going to get the torch on here. We'll lay a proper look. Just imagine this now. We've gone from lime kiln history and now World War II. They've had this structure to work with. So let's see what they've done. Check out this little tunnel going through here. This is crazy. And look, they've put the cement up there. So above our heads, it almost looks like the day it was put in, they must have had wooden shutter in there and poured the cement onto it. Wow, check this out. I've never actually been inside a lime kiln like this before. Whoa! Holy moly! This is absolutely massive inside, folks. I can't even believe what we are seeing. It just shows you how much could potentially be under the ground at Bodden. Whoa, look, this must have been one of their main interior bits of the building that I'm standing in just now. And this is what you see from the outside. This will all be like under the ground. Look, this must have been where they actually loaded and unloaded the original furnace of the lime kiln. See, I think this may have just been a single furnace, whereas the one at Bodden was actually two big ones. And the one that I saw in Loch Eriboll was 4. So these were like all over the place in Scotland. And you can see the bottom half of this has been chipped into the bedrock. And then the further up you go, it turns into the stone construction. And then the red brick, I believe it's red brick, but because it's so old, it's got like that stuff over it. It's like calcium or whatever that comes out of the ground. Yeah, I was not expecting this to be so big inside, folks. I had seen one photograph of it and it was just literally from the outside. Oh, Ken, this shows you there's been 2 lookouts here, like massive ones from World War II, and that's where actually all the dirt is piled up. So up there they must have had some sort of platform to stand at the higher window. Crazy history, folks, and I love to see it. And it's mad often just the wee corners of Scotland that's got the stuff hidden in it, and being able to document this, it's been crazy. It's always a madness to me that there's so much history like on my doorstep, and you think you've seen it all, visiting new things every week, and then new things like this just keep cropping up out of the blue. Look at the old shape of this doorway here. So even though they had strengthened it in that in World War II, made a couple of openings here, I believe originally this must have been some sort of walkway or way through. Not unless this was also a place you could load the furnace, if there was 2 doors, one in that way and maybe one in here. Because I'm just thinking the construction of this wall here leading out is actually newer as well. And then they must have put this step up just to stop the water and that running in. Wow, these big stones probably laid at an ancient time. The world was so different when things like this was built. It's mad that they're just here, but they're still here to be seen. It's so cool that the door's open and I was able to come in. I'm just having a proper look around before I leave. See, when I came in, I thought it was going to be just like a small little corner, like what you see in a pillbox. I had no idea it was going to be like this. I'm guessing a lot of these stones are probably just cut from the local area. That's what a lot of constructions were like. Even on a lot of the houses we explore, you can hear the roars from the sea and the wind outside, folks. Oh, what a place this has been. I've absolutely loved exploring this. I love it when you can go inside a place like that and you just see so much. Little corners of history which are like lost, almost gone forever. Oh yeah, look, there's a little songbird in there, Diddy. Little yellow bird. It just shows you do get those yellow birds, they almost look like budgies when they fly past you. Little yellow hammers. Anyway, what an adventure this has been, folks. We'll go and take a look up at the top. I just hope it's not too windy. I'll do my best just to keep out of the strong winds here. We'll try and see as much history as we can. Yeah, so that section I was in is in behind there, and it just shows all this debris here is washed down the hill because there's been 2 big lookouts there. The mad thing is, like how high up this is. They must have had some sort of platform or whatever to get to this one. Oi! Crazy, folks. I'm going to head right up this steep path because if there's World War II history, there might be more of it up here. There might be more evidence of how they backfilled the kiln to make it into a defensive structure. And when you see that, I believe there's probably more under the ground at Bonny, which is interesting. Oh, look, this must have been their original road up when they used to come and fill the kiln. Oh wait, look at this, folks. This is the original kiln here. Wow. I love seeing stuff like this. I'm crouching down to stay out of the wind. We're right in the pit of the original kiln. And it's interesting to see. There's metal fence posts up here, and I'm just thinking this is World War II fence posts. And look, there's an interesting square cut out here. I wonder if there was maybe some sort of hatch that could go down in for maintenance, maybe steps leading in this area. And then check this out here. I believe this could be from the World War II time period, this fence. It was probably heavily fortified, so it couldn't be attacked from behind, from the blind spot. And all this has been built as well at one time. That's been a crazy little bit of history right there. So I just had a wee look up the hill there to see if there was any evidence of like a base for a communications mast or anything like that. Sometimes these sites would obviously be connected with radio, and if they'd had reports of a U-boat or something snooping about out there, all these East Coast defences would be on high alert. So there we go, folks. It's a massive location, and it looks like this front wall's been leaned like that for actual strength. I'll go in here so you can actually hear what I'm saying. But yeah, this has been built for ultimate strength because it was for industrial purposes originally. And these walls are super thick. And at one time there must have been a heat in here from the kiln. Maybe that's why there's almost a black stain kind of inside here. It's hard to know, but wow, I love that scene with that little corridor right there. It's almost like some mythical old castle or something like that. When I first came in, I had no idea it was going to be that big, and I'm so hyped that I came and explored this. I thought it was going to be similar to Bodden Lime Kiln, which it is, but also it's just totally its own thing. It's totally different. It's just a madness, folks. For the next episode, the next video on the channel, I'm way to head further along the coast here to an old ice house, which back in the days they used to bring ice on ships and keep it for like big houses in the States. They would store the ice underground in an ice house, so even in the summer and stuff they could use the ice. Often at the coast they used ice houses, so the ice was there for packaging the fish and stuff like that as well. That's maybe more likely what this ice house down the coast is. But anyway, that's going to be the next video. It was cool to come and see this today. A crazy, not only a lime kiln, but a mad World War II position. You can imagine that in there when it was probably packed with like ammo and different like goings on, people looking out, defending the country. And I can even see here, look, there's been some sort of frame. It's been held in here almost like a double door, because you see the marks there, they've clearly been made in there. Up there as well. So you can imagine this when it's had a door on it. It was probably quite a warm little bunker in there. Anyway, folks, I'm going to end this one here. Tune in again soon if you want to see where I end up next, which will be that ice house. Thanks very much for watching this one, and we'll catch you soon.